Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Eve coming to y'all with another episode of Hit the Sled. Before we get started on this episode, we got no time to waste. Got to get right into it. But before we get started, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Hit the Sled, and then you can follow me on Twitter at Hit the Sled Pod. Man, I got a great show for you guys today. On this episode of Hit the Sled, we're gonna be talking about what exactly does the Washington Commanders need to do on defense to stop Saquon Barkley. Because let's make no mistake about it. If the Commanders don't stop Saquon Barkley, they're not going to win this game if they don't stop Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is playing at an MVP level. And let's be honest, too, if Josh Allen wasn't having the season he was having, Saquon Barkley would be the NFL MVP. If Lamar Jackson was not having the season that he was having, Saquon Barkley would be the NFL MVP. So if it wasn't because of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley would be the NFL MVP. That's how good of a season Saquon is currently having. Saquon is a tremendous player, came from the Giants. The Eagles signed him from the New York Giants, and he came over to the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's been an instant success. Saquon been running the ball all over the field. He ran the ball down our throws, the Commanders, and I'm about to show you right now. He came in week 10 when we played the Commanders, when the Eagles played the Commanders, and they came in and they ran the ball right down our throats. Saquon Barkley against the Commanders. If it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, we win that game. Saquon Barkley against the Washington Commanders ran the ball 26 times for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. If it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, if it wasn't for this brother right here, the Washington Commanders would have won that game. He carried the Eagles to the victory. Carried them. If you look up here, Jalen Hurts, 18 for 28, 221 yards, and 0 touchdowns. 0 interceptions. The Commanders did a great job against Jalen Hurts. They really did. Jalen was never in rhythm. He couldn't really complete any passes. So I'm looking at this now. I'm coming at this. I'm saying this is the man right here. We got to stop that guy right there. We got to stop Saquon Barkley. Because if we don't stop Saquon Barkley, if he has another 26 carries for 146 yards, we are going to lose that game. We're going to lose it. The Philadelphia Eagles are no joke. The Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the National Football League. Yes, I'm saying that. The Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the National Football League. And if you don't believe me, you should have watched that game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show you what they did. Pittsburgh Steelers are a physical team. They are a hard-nosed team. And the Philadelphia Eagles came out there and they ran the ball down their throats, especially in the second. The entire second half, Pittsburgh Steelers had the ball twice. Think about that. In 30 minutes of game action, the Pittsburgh Steelers only had the ball twice. Philadelphia in the fourth quarter got the ball with 10 minutes left in the game. 11 minutes in the fourth quarter, they had the ball for 10 minutes. That's how much they had a 10-minute drive, and they took a knee on the 3-yard line. Man, listen, this thing here is for real. We got a great opportunity to set them up against, in my opinion, the best team in the National Football League. And we can come out there and we can beat the Eagles. We can show the rest of the league that, hey, the Commanders ain't no joke. The Commanders can win. The Commanders can do some damage. And first thing I want to do, though, I want to show you the fourth quarter. Because in the first game, the fourth quarter is where the game was lost in the fourth quarter. Because the Commanders had this game, they were playing, they had a short week. First time Jalen really had first really big road game. It was a 10-6 game beginning of the fourth quarter. It was a 10-6 game in the beginning of the fourth quarter. 10-6 game. They were in this game. They were right there. But as the game kept going on, the Eagles started to attack the Commanders on the ground. Started running the ball. They started to hit these edges. Pound the edges. You see these fat boys right here with the Eagles? They won the game along with this fella right here. This dude right here, number 1, he ain't do nothing. This dude right here, number 11, He ain't do nothing either. It was this fella right here and these fat boys right here on the offensive line. They ones that won this game for the Eagles. And the Eagles tight ends. They out physical us. They had us on skates. They had us where we were over pursuing and cutback lanes happen. And I'm gonna show it to you again. So when you see this, remember they counting now. They coming downhill. They got these boys right here. They coming downhill. Look at this. They coming right here. Saquon got the ball. He coming downhill. They let it be known. They physical. Look at this. If it weren't from Bobby Wagner beating the center and making this tackle right here, man, that's a touchdown. Look at that. Just short. Came up just short. So the point I'm trying to tell you is, man, this thing right here, we got to go. That's why I wanted to show y'all this game right here. This game right here was just physicality at the utmost right here. This just was a simple pistol dive. Saquon Barkley is going to make Bobby Wagner miss in the hole. Man, Saquon different. Look at this. Make him miss and then turn it up. You see what I'm saying? Man, listen, Saquon different, man. Saquon different. Saquon he's a great running back. We made a couple plays, like this play right here was no game. Darrell Armstrong made a great play right here. You remember what I always told you? I always tell y'all, when you play defensive end in the National Football League, a tight end should never block you. A tight end should never block you. You should never get blocked by a tight end. Never. Great job, Darrell Armstrong, with the tackle. Great play. You got Johnny Newton up in there, too. We need that type of play all game long. We got to out-physical these boys because I'm going to tell you something. They're going to try to out-physical us. That's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to out-physical us because they remember what happened in this fourth quarter. They remember what happened, meaning that we did it to ourselves. Look at this. This was just a simple, let me remind y'all again, because we went over this. This was a simple outside run play. But what happened was we got our defensive end. He goes out here. You got Deron Payne right here. He goes inside. Bobby Wagner goes inside because they guessing. Because when you go inside, you got two guys in the gap. So guess what happened? When the defensive end goes out there, you create a natural alley right there. Saquon Barkley used that to score. Changed the game. That was the difference in the game right there. Just watch it. Pause it right there. Man, look at this. You got Deron Payne in this gap. You got Bobby Wagner in this gap. You got the defensive end out here. And then you got this man right here who is playing at an MVP level coming through this natural alley right there. You got the big 77 from the Jets. He done sealed this off. So by the time Bobby Wagner sees this, he trying to scrape back across to make the play over here. It's too late. Can't do it. Too late. See that? It's too late. Bobby Wagner can't get across because he got two double teams. Deron Payne don't got pushed all the way up to Bobby Wagner. Now we got Saquon loose for a touchdown. Game change. And then on top of that, we got our safety, Chin, bad angle, too flat. Can't get there. He's not going to be able to get there because Saquon too fast. Hey, man, Saquon too fast. Touchdown. That's easy picking, man. That's easy picking. So, hey, make no mistake about it. Joe Witt is showing them this tape because the Eagles going to do this week. It'd be a crime if the Eagles don't do this. Again, they just running outside. This is outside toss. The Commanders, because of the last play, the Commanders now starting to over pursue. They all I'm trying to over pursue. The Eagles block the backside. You got the center coming out right here. Got Lane Johnson on Darren Armstrong. You got our man Frankie Louvu outside the play. Guess what Saquon do? He gonna press the hole and cut it back. That's a aforementioned warning right there. What's getting ready to happen? Run it. See that? You see that natural alley right there? You see that? Look at this. Because all the Commanders done over pursued. You got this is center on the safety. Look at what he doing to our safety right here. Saquon in this gap right here. Look at that. I can run through that. Look at that. Thank God we had Sheldon Day to make that tackle. But that's a warning right there because the very next play, guess what happens the very next play? They run the same play again. Again, we ain't learned our lesson. We still over pursue them. Again, look what's happening here. The center on top of the guard, that quick. You got, they pushing down. All our guys are over pursuing, trying to beat them to the outside. The Eagles, mind you, they sealing off right here. You got Frankie Louvo on the backside. He not going to be able to get there. Guess what happened? This time, Saquon ain't missing this. This time, Saquon ain't going to miss it. Look at that. Watch him. He ain't missing that. That's touchdown. That's the game. That was game, set, match right there. That was it. So the point I'm trying to make is, when you got a man like Saquon Barkley, you got to be able to play assignment football. I'm not sitting here telling you he buried Sanders. No, I'm not saying that. But you got to play sound defense. Defense is about playing your assignment. Bill Belichick, do your job. You have to do your job. If you're supposed to be in that gap, that's the gap you need to be. If you're supposed to be in the gap. If you're supposed to be in the B gap, be in the B gap. Wherever your gap responsibility is, has to be sound. The Commanders cannot be undisciplined this game. They got to set the edges when their job is to set the edges. When it comes time for them to be strong up the middle, they got to be strong up the middle. They got to play outstanding game to beat this team. The Philadelphia Eagles out for real. The Philadelphia Eagles, let me tell you something. If you think your hatred for the Eagles covering you blind man, the Eagles can win the Super Bowl. The Eagles can win the Super Bowl, especially with Patrick Mahomes being hurt and not having a left tackle. You cannot beat the Philadelphia Eagles if you can't pass protect. They will eat you alive. And also, if your run defense is not sound, Saquon gonna eat you up. So this is the Philadelphia Eagles is a manhood issue game. It's a game where it's mono defensive line, their offensive line against our defensive line, and it's our offensive line against their defensive line. And I'm gonna talk to you about Jalen Carter. I'm going to talk to you about him. That's going to be another episode of Hit the Sled. We're going to get to that later on. But let me talk to you about the next thing I want to show you. The next thing I want to show you is I want to show you what they did against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You see, against the Steelers now, this right here was a physical football. It was a physical football game right here. Man, the Philadelphia Eagles from the first quarter they wanted to run the ball down on the Steelers' throat. They wanted to run the ball. They came out. They were physical. They were coming downhill, and they weren't playing with the Steelers from the very beginning. Now, the Steelers were tough up front. The Steelers were physical. The Steelers were they weren't playing around. But, man, you got to be formidable up front to stop this team. You have to be formidable to stop this team. Because I'm going to tell you this now. I'm going to tell you this. These boys right here, this team right here for the Steelers, they play tough. But we don't have that personnel. Man, they play tough. Guys fighting. Look at this right here. Guys are fighting, man. They fighting against the Eagles. Look at that. Man, you saw the linebacker number 50 hit that guard in his mouth? See this? Let me highlight this for you so that you can see it. Man, watch 50. Watch him light up this the left tackle. That's how you play physical football. Boom. And then you got 92 right there trying to get to Saquon. You got Highsmith right there. Man, that's physical football. That's what you got to do against the Steelers, man. That is what you got to do. You got to play that type of way, man. If you don't play that type of way, you're not going to beat the Eagles if you don't play physical against them, man. These boys are for real. This is another zone to the right. Pittsburgh plays it right, but Saquon with the quick feet. Again, I keep telling you about Saquon. Man, watch this. Man, Saquon, man, Saquon. You remember when I was telling you about discipline football? Watch 41. He's going to go in motion. 41 is going to run with him. And when he runs with him, Saquon is going to go ahead, quick feet. The players that he's initially supposed to hit this hole, it's going to be somebody right here. Saquon going to cut it back where he left out at. Man, let me tell you, man. I'm going to tell you something. You got to be prepared for this, man. You see that? You see 41 vacates. Saquon coming. He was going to hit this right here. But look who he sees. He sees number 20. He's looking right at him. He sees number 20 right here. He said, forget that. He said, I'm going to cut it back where he left out at. That's why I was telling you about playing gap football. You see that? You see what I'm saying? Man, listen, man, you gotta watch Hit the Sled, man. You gotta watch Hit the Sled to see what I'm talking about. Man, 41 is gone. Saquon C20 is right there, getting ready to tackle him. Saquon said, no, you ain't. He said, I'm a quick feet, turn it back, cut it back up, and come right back here in this hole. Look at this alley right here. The man don't miss, man. He don't miss. That's 7 yards. You see what I'm saying? Man, Saquon for real. We got to play sound football, man. We don't have the type of guys that just can. We got to play sound football, man. We don't have difference makers. We don't have TJ Watt. We don't have a TJ Watt. We don't have a Patrick Queen. We don't have a Highsmith. We got guys like 41 right here. This guy right here is going, the guard is coming around going to hit Quinn. He's right here, Queen. He's going to come right here and try to fill. Saquon still bounces outside. That's how quick feet, man. And one thing you got to understand, these guys, they stayed on their blocks. This is a lower receiver. He's staying on his blocks over there. Because if he didn't stay on his blocks, Saquon wouldn't have been able to bounce it. See that? Saquon, hey, he in the hole. He said, I'm still, but you see that? You see, because them guys was down in the field blocking, you got 41 right there that met Saquon in the hole. Saquon said, you know what, I'm still bouncing. He holding on to Saquon's shirt, and he's still going to get there. But look at this. We got guys blocking, receivers blocking here. It's going to be another receiver blocking again. Look at this. We got Smitty blocking here. This is what championship football looks like. Man, we got to be ready, man. Because the Steelers got real difference makers. The Steelers have guys, man. They got these guys right here for the Steelers, for the Eagles. Look at this push. Man, they getting real push on this the Steelers. This Cam Haywood right here. Look at this double team right here. Look at TJ Watt. Look at the guy. Look at Patrick Queen. He missed him. He missed Saquon in the backfield. Can't get to him. This is real. You got this guy trying to block Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen beats the block, but he still can't get to Saquon. You got here, double team, here to here. You got Mika, all pro, future Hall of Famer trying to get up in there. Look at this push by the line. This Cam Haywood. They pushed him, got him out the way. Saquon in the secondary now. You got a block here. Mika really don't want that work. He's DB, but he got to make the tackle. Cam Haywood got to make that play 6 yards down the field. Man, listen, you got to be right against these boys, man. You got to be right. Because the reason why I say that, because we don't have guys like Cam Haywood. We don't have guys like Cam Haywood. Cam Haywood, man, this guy right here, he been playing, man, for like 15 years. Still going strong for the Steelers. Going strong. Look at that. He stood up that left guard, and then he come in and make the play. He stands him up and comes in and makes the play right here. That's what you need. Physicality. Look at that. That is what you need. That is what you need. You need that. Man, listen, man. This thing against the Eagles has to be a physical football game. It has to be a game where people are on their game. This for the playoffs. This right here is for the playoffs. Commanders trying to get in the playoffs. This is what it's all about. You got to win these games when you get in the playoff for you to do some damage. These are the type of teams you're gonna be facing. Man, you got Minnesota, like 2. You got Detroit, they like 12-2. You got the Eagles, they only lost like games. You got Green Bay. Man, listen. This is a playoff barometer right here. The Commanders have had a week to prepare. The last game, they only had four days. They had a full week right here to prepare for this game. I want to see how they come out. They're at home. Now, make no mistake. Hey, it's going to be a lot of Eagles fans in the house. Man, the Eagles driving down I-95. They coming down. So there's going to be a lot of Eagles fans in the house. But it shouldn't matter. We got to play hard. We got to play with everything we got. We got to come in there, be physical up front, and we got to stop Saquon, man. If we don't stop Saquon, it's going to be a long day for the Commanders. A long day. That's why I wanted to show you. Steelers are formidable front seven, and they were pushed around by the Eagles O-line. So we got to be ready, man. We got to come prepared. We got to have a plan, and we got to be ready to go. Man, with that being said, I appreciate everybody watching me on Hit the Sled. We're over 112,000 views on Hit the Sled. Man, I'm grateful and thankful for everybody that watched me on Hit the Sled. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Hit the Sled. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and not only that, pass the word around. Let them know that Eve got to hit the channel, Hit the Sled. Man, it's awesome. It's the best channel on YouTube to give you that offensive and defensive line work, to let you know by analysis, to let you know exactly what you need to know for Commanders to be successful. Man, I truly appreciate everybody watching. Man, I'm coming back tomorrow with my new video as to how offensively, the Commanders should attack Philadelphia Eagles defense. They got to find a way to block Jalen Carter, but we're going to talk about that in the next video, man. That being said, I appreciate everybody watching my channel. Just keep watching, subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. I truly appreciate it, and I see you when I see you. Peace and God bless.